Do you think that younger people, people in their 20s, struggle with that more now than maybe they did in past generations?
I do. I think it's an issue today. I think there is an attitude of entitlement among the younger generations. Some of that may be the result of our government. Some of that may be the result of living in an affluent society, the richest culture in the history of humanity. But regardless of where it comes from, I'm sensing that. I'm seeing that, even in the attitudes of people I talk to on the street, the blogs I read, the people I read on Twitter, the Facebook comments, the kind of TV shows, watching the local news, the talking heads. It seems like everybody feels entitled to free everything. Free education, free health care, free job. But there is no such thing as a free lunch. If it's free for you, somebody else had to pay for it. And so I feel like it's more difficult now for people, especially in their 20s, to grow up when you've got mom and dad who are continuing to enable you to stay immature by either giving you money, by giving you a free place to live. I know a guy right now who's almost 30 years old. He's never been married. And that's okay if it's not time for him to be married, but he's never held down a job for more than 2 years. He still lives off of his parents. And as long as his mom and dad allow him to continue to do that, he'll never, ever be forced to grow up. I mean, why go out and grow up and get a job and start paying your own bills when someone else will do it for you? Marriage is for grown-ups. It's for adults. It's a big commitment.
And the first step for someone like that is breaking free of that and standing on their own with God.
That's correct.
And trusting Him.
And the first step, even before you can get to that level, is to be really honest with yourself and ask yourself, do I need to grow up? And in the book, and I won't go through the list now, but we give a long list of questions for them to ask themselves, for a guy or a girl to say, okay, I'm going to go down this list and I'm going to see how I answer these questions. And if you answer these questions honestly, I think it'll give you a really good idea. It's not a negative chapter. It's not even a negative question. We give a lot of helpful, practical ways to begin that process of emotional maturity. And if you're willing to ask those questions, I think it's the great place to start, because you don't want to start after you've been married for 2 or 3 years growing up. You should probably start before you tie the knot.
It's a great first step.
Yeah.